G'day, my name is Tom. This is the Southwest YouTube channel. We are jumping back into OMSI 2 today. I know it's not Sunday, but we're going to be doing 3 OMSI 2 vehicle reviews and drives per week because I had nothing planned for today's video. So Sunday, Wednesday and Saturday are our OMSI 2 mod reviews and drives. Today we are going to look at the MAN Caetano 18.310 CNG and Diesel mod. It's available on the OMSI 2 forum. I'll leave a link in the description down below, the direct link to download it. It's a very cool bus from what I can see so far. I haven't even driven it yet, and I already like it. So start with the design. It's a typical MAN design, very, very modern design. And yeah, I was getting forward, sorry about that. In terms of openings, as you know, we can open things in OMSI 2. We're going to open the window here. Open all the windows here. There's a lot of windows you can open by the series of these. Just like the other buses we've checked out, we can open all the windows. You can't open anything on the bottom or on the side there, of course, because it's a low floor bus. What do you expect? So you can pretty much open all the windows here, which we will do for sound purposes. And yeah, overall the design of it looks very modern. I'll just do a quick once over. This is a 3-axle bus. It's sort of like 60-40 split, I guess you could say, with the bend right here. And yeah, this is the diesel variant. We'll be checking out both variants because they both have different engine sounds, which is a good thing for the way we do things here on the channel in terms of the OMSI 2 Let's Play sort of thing. So yeah, very, 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 very stylish. There's nothing really to know about what's bad about it. So let's jump into the interior. This has a blue interior with some grey seats or something like that. Kind of a mixed interior. I think that's for the like you have in some buses you have to see. Let me just turn the ignition on. Let's push this button. Okay. And then we'll just open the doors up and shut them. There we go. So it makes that sort of noise. So yeah, this is like the view that you have if you're sitting here. And yeah, we've got TVs in the back to see they work. There we go. They work just fine. Like I said, nothing really to note, but very, very, very nice bus indeed. You got your ticket reader here. So now we're going to jump into the interior. Now this is the it's similar to the MAN lines coach we checked out in season 1 in terms of the interior, as the same gauge cluster style. But let's walk through the interior. So starting down here, there's a lot of blank switches, which is probably a bit of a concern to me. There's your parking brake right there. Then we work on to this side here. There's a lot of every switch here is blank, which is definitely a very big concern, in my opinion. That's a big letdown. Over here you have your light switches. Then you've got some other things there. You've got your battery and your ignition. As you can see, there's no key to start this bus. Hang on. Okay, I think I'll turn off when I am not moving. We've got, I guess that's raising a lorry. You've got your hazards, you've got your lights, you've got your engine start, your battery, and your overhead light. Over this side you have like your service, and you have another up and down, and there's your up and down, like your suspension settings here, up and down, or down. I don't know what it means. There's your edge clock. Like there, you got 3 doors in this model. Have no idea what this does. You can't click on anything. Then you have your indicators, which is giving you a battery drain light, as you can see there on the dash. Then you have your screen here for, I think that's your IBIS. Then you got your tachograph, and then you have your air conditioning unit all the way up there with one of those hammer things, like if there's an emergency or something like that. Looking at the steering wheel, it's very basic. The texturing looks kind of a bit like it kind of looks like it's been painted some details that not meant to be there. It's looking kind of crap. But yeah, overall it's not bad, but it's not great. So let's give her a start. Well, let's give her an ignition turn on so we can check out the display. So to start the ignition, it's the electrics button. Then you've got the interior cycling like that. This particular bus has done 2,000 kilometres, so it's fairly brand new. The actual screens don't work in the middle there for some reason. What we got here? These buttons you can't press. So that's what the display looks like. If you put it to drive, obviously it goes into drive. This one's the 4-speed gearbox, and it goes into reverse. Alright. So that's a basic look at of that. So to start it, this is the first. Actually, no, that's your stop thing. Yeah, that's where you stop. To start it, it is very similar to the other buses that we've looked at in season 1. You just hold down the ignition button until it starts, which is your M key button. There we go, and away we go. We've got a high idle. Have I got some dashboard already? Sorry, let's go check. I do not. Let me just quickly get sim dashboard running so I can actually make sure the revs are accurate. So like I said, this is the diesel. Okay, I think it's running. I hope it is. My computer sometimes acts a bit weird lately. Because it's, I mean, heck, it's getting old. Like I said in my previous video, if you didn't see yesterday's video, we reviewed the Caetano C182 Turbo for Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you haven't seen that, I highly advise you check that out. And also, we've done a Town and Sailor video on Thursday, and that hasn't got any views at the time I'm recording that, so make sure you check that out as well. It really means a lot to me. Okay, I think it's running now. Come on, please tell me it's running now. And yes, it is. Cool. Right, let's see if these revs are accurate. I've got the scanning dash on here. I don't have an MAN dash that doesn't work for OMSI 2 for some reason. So we're just going to grab the sim dashboard app, and then I'll find out if the revs are accurate. Because they might not be, you never know. And yes, it has a cold start as well, by the way, if you're wondering. Alright. Yeah, looks like the revs are pretty much accurate. Let me just rev it up to about 1000 RPM. Yeah, the rev meter is definitely accurate. They've managed to do the pivot point right. Alright, so now we're going to take this one for a lap. This is the diesel version, like I said, so it will sound like a diesel. So let's see how this goes. Let's take the parking brake off and put it to drive. And away we go. This has the Voith gearbox. We'll go about 82% throttle, why not? And then you can tell by that now. Very windy, and obviously because I've got the windows open. And away we go. Pin it to 50 k's an hour. The start and see how it drives on at 50 k's an hour. And see if that speedo is in sync. Which it looks like it is, which is good. But yeah, looking at like all the textures and all that stuff, it does look a little like it needs a fucking fix. Like, it looks like a dirty steering wheel. I don't know if that was the case. But yeah, like some details need to be seriously updated with this bus. This bus came out about February last year as well, so it's fairly recent. But there's some work that needs to be done to it, I believe, for sure. Because, I mean, then again, no bus is perfect. There's some issues with other buses too. Right, let's do a quick check on the pool. Okay. This has 310 horsepower, by the way. All of the buses, apart from one, I think has 250, I believe. Okay, there we go. Let's see if it downshifts. When we put it down the throttle, yeah, it does. So we go back to 50. At about, I would say, 1200 RPM, maybe 1300. That's not bad. That's pretty economical, I would say. Because that's also what I'm checking with the buses as well. That's why I'm doing the slow lap first before I do the fast lap. Is the how fuel efficient would it be? Like, what's the RPM range going to be at when you're travelling at 50 kilometers per hour, which most of you would be doing for city routes and stuff like that. So that's definitely what I'm checking out. So I'm just going to go to 60. Because a lot of you will be sticking around 50 kilometers per hour in OMSI 2. So it's more of a realistic test. Alright, we're about to go onto the freeway, so let's go ahead and do a quick pull on the freeway. see if it downshifts. No, it does not. It stays in 4th gear quite happily. Okay, well that's disappointing. Right, what we'll do first before we start the lap, we're going to do a quick U-turn test. Let's see what the top speed is. 84.4. So far this is probably the slowest bus that we have in the series, because it's Scania. I mean, most of them are like 84.7. So we're just going to go pull over to the side of the road, test out the U-turn capabilities. Like, I don't think this even has a, it looks like the engine's warmed up, so if I start the engine now, so if I just restart the engine, just pretend we're just pulling over to a complete stop, put the parking brake on so we don't roll anyway. So we'll start it properly. There we go. So now it's at a low idle sort of thing. And it's not on the track. Let's find out if it has a bend protection, as well as do the U-turn. That doesn't look like it. Right, let's go do a rolling start for the next lap, and then we will park it, then we'll grab the CNG version and see how the CNG performs compared to the diesel. And one thing to note, if you use Sim Dashboard or any dashboard app that has a speedo and tachometer and gear selector, your gear selector will not work with this bus. It will just stay in neutral, at least from what I can see. Right, let's go and do this lap. Which I'm going to guess most of the time will stay in 4th gear because this gearbox is not the best. I'd have a ZF gearbox if this was my bus. Over a Voith gearbox. The Voith gearbox is not the best. I mean, they are pretty bulletproof, I would say, but I would rather a ZF gearbox. In terms of, I like having more gear ratios. Oh, it decided to downshift now, which is good. But it only revs 2,000 RPM this engine. I think the other one might rev a little bit more. We'll see. Right, through this corner here, finishes Chicago. I don't remember, I haven't watched Top Gear forever. There's the hammerhead coming up, so this is when we're going to test this type of stuff. The handling, like, we're going to test the handling, like the quartering. Not bad. Not bad for a 3-axle bus, I'll just take it. By the way, this is the EG323F version of the bus. So that's the first bus on the list, because it has a separate sort of mode, sort of thing. Not mode, separate brand. But yeah, we're going on the straight now, get to about 80, then through here, past the tyres. Right, we're pinned at 84.5, so that's the top speed. As soon as I see the yellow taxiway things, I'll put foot on the brake. Away we go. Last corner, gap on, and across the line, down. And there we go, let's park up. And then we'll go grab the ZF, see if I can get a ZF CNG model, because this is a CNG model. The compressed natural gas. So I'll give you your rev of the diesel up to max RPMs. That's what it sounds like. I like how it's got like sort of a delay as soon as you take off the throttle, as you can see there. I quite like that. Right, we'll turn the engine off now. What is it? Okay, that's weird. Alright, that stopped. That's weird. Alright, now I'm going to grab the ZF. This might take a bit because obviously it's being a bit funny today. We're going to find a ZF G, I hope. I hope this is a ZF S1, otherwise we'll just be sticking to Voith gearboxes. Yes, this was a ZF. Right, here we go. Let's grab this one. So, I'll give it a couple of minutes here because the, yeah. So, I'll remember to leave a link in the description. Last time we reviewed the Mercedes Citaro, I forgot to leave the link in the description below. But this one will have a leak if you are interested in it. But I'll give you my final thoughts after we check out the 18-meter CNG Caetano bus with the ZF gearbox. So definitely one of the bonuses, there is a crap ton of customizations for this bus. In terms, okay, yeah, we got to decide to do all load any second now. So I'm just going to switch to Alt Tab onto my desktop. Take it. I'll just wait and see when it spawns. I can just watch here. There we go. You can see it spawning in now. We'll spawn in any minute now. There we go. Perfect. So this is the CNG version. As you can see, you have a bit more of an air conditioning unit at the top here. That's the obvious difference. And apart from that, it's pretty much the exact same bus. Let's open up all the windows again. It's a 3-axle bus once again. We've already seen like 4-axle buses in the game already, like with the capacity. Which, yeah. Oh, that bit opens too. There we go. Got an extra window over there. Well, I think so anyway. Anyway, so the same interior thing. Okay, this one's a little bit different. It says like a blue with red seats. With a different pattern if you go for the CNG model. It might be because of the skin, but you can see we've got a different interior. Same views and everything too. It's got the same screen there. And yeah, this one's done 2,400 kilometers. Let's see if this one's in better quality. The interior is looking a little bit better. The steering wheels looks better in this dark grey. And it looks like we've got a different change to interior. It looks like it's different a little bit. So instead of having the blank switches here, you have the aircon unit. Over here you have the same switches, everything else is the same, it's just this is different. So there we go, there's a difference for you. There you got a big skylight there. Anyway, to start it again, you do it the same way. You turn the electrics on, everything comes to life. The screen still don't work in the tachometer there. You can open the door like so. Just like so. Alright, we'll start it up. This should sound different. There we go. That's what the CNG sounds like. I would say the diesel sounds better in my opinion. In terms of like the start-up noise, everything like that. So I think this will be the one we'll be driving on the commentary drive, because it doesn't sound as nice as say the diesel. Right, there we go. Everything's lifted up. We can take the parking brake off. Let's go take it for a drive. Let's test the performance between this bus and the previous diesel bus. So this is what it sounds like at 2000 RPM. Just like that. I think the diesel sounds better in my opinion. Don't you think? So let's put it to drive. The actual drive indicator doesn't work in this version of the bus that I'm using. And let's see how we go. Let's go to 50 k's an hour. I guess because this is a ZF gearbox, it won't say anything. Okay, first gear. Okay, that's a little bit sluggish for a ZF. That's third. That's fourth. So we'll go into 50. Let's let off and see if it goes down to a few more gears, or is it stuck at fourth gear? It looks like it's stuck at fourth gear, so we're looking at a bit more RPM range for this, about 1200. Actually, no, that's about right. Anyway, turn the indicator on. There's the indicator noise. I mean, this is a bit louder than the CNG because this is the realistic bus, whilst the diesel's a fictional bus. So we'll probably drive the Voith version of the CNG. Let's do a quick 0 to 50 k's an hour pull. Let's see how different it does. I feel like this hasn't changed the scripts. I'm not too sure. Let it off now. There we go, fourth. Yeah, they haven't changed the scripts. So that's another bug I've just found. Like I can't tell if it's a 4-speed or a 6-speed ZF. It's meant to be a ZF Eco-Life, this one has. Which is kind of disappointing, honestly. So that's another letdown to the bus. So far, this is probably not the best bus we've reviewed. It's an okay bus, but it's better than the other bus we reviewed in season 1. The bus car, L-bus. Everything's better than that bus for sure. But yeah, and it's also, as you can see, you've got the typical OMSI issue with the articulated buses. But yeah, as you can see, it's not a ZF transmission. You can tell it's not a ZF transmission. Right, let's move on to the motorway, which is right here. Let's find out what the top speed is. Might be the same speed too, honestly. Yeah, it is. That is so disappointing. Like, that is something that really gets... Like, if you have it in the details that it's a ZF transmission, you script a ZF transmission. This is a Voith transmission. Right, let's not worry about the lap, because it's going to be exactly the same. But you can get an idea of what it sounds like. That's so disappointing. Unless there is a ZF version of this bus in this pack, and I can't find it. It has to be the GVO, not the standard one. There is a standard version too, if you really like that. But yeah. Which also has different sounds. I will pull it next to the... But yeah. Anyway, let's shut off the engine. We're going to talk about the pros and cons. We're going to start with the pros. It's nice to drive, great sounds, and also to, like, I guess you could say that the design looks pretty good. But the cons, there are a few cons I would like to talk about. Number one, the transmission in the ZF version is still the Voith transmission, especially in this version of driving, which is under. Let me just write out the actual model name, not that one. This is the MAN by Lion City by OMSI v Mecca CNG Caetano bus. What was that one next to me is the EG323F Caetano bus. So for the authors watching this, please fix that. That is a pretty bugging issue unless you haven't downloaded some sort of patch, which if there is a patch for it, I'll make sure I've downloaded it before I do the commentary drive. Which I'll be driving the CNG bus for the commentary drive. And number 3, the textures are a little bit off in my opinion. In some cases, and I'll give a fourth one. The EG323F is full of blank switches, which is something that is a no-go for any vehicle to this date. Even new cars that have blank switches. That's just not on. Overall, I'll give this bus a 5 out of 10. There are still some work, but I do recommend it if you're looking for this particular bus. Even though there might be other options out there, if you are looking for a particular MAN CNG bus, this is probably the one. But if you're not looking for this kind of bus, I don't recommend it at all, honestly, because of how bad the texture is, how bad the design, how bad the quality is. It's not the best quality bus in my opinion. So if you want to download it, the link is in the description down below. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I am quite disappointed of it, because there's still a lot of things that need to be fixed up with it. Really, this should have been a beta, not a release. Which I believe it is, I'm not so sure. I think it's not. I think this is actually a released bus. And it's on the OMSI forum, which is like, really? No, it could be a lot better. Well, anyway, guys, that's going to be it. What do you think of the MAN CNG Caetano 18.310? Let me know down in the comments below. It's obviously the diesel version as well. Which version do you like the best? Do you like the diesel version or the CNG version? Overall, I think the diesel version's a lot better in terms of sound, but in terms of the interior, I like the CNG version I've driven. But really, I give it to the diesel. The diesel's probably the best version of the two. That's the one I recommend driving until they figure out how to fix this up a little bit more, because I think this was a little bit rushed. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like button down below. If you're stopping by for the first time, please subscribe. Another OMSI video will be out tomorrow. Take care, have a good one. Bye-bye.